Scientists, thanks for joining Simon and I again today for another fun experiment. Today's experiment is called Fireworks in a Jar, and this is another experiment from our Summer STEM activity book. If you haven't gotten yours yet, go ahead and click the link below to get your copy. Now this is going to be a really easy and fun experiment, and it's really beautiful to watch. So let's go ahead and get into the kitchen and get right to it. So what I have here is about 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. You could use any kind of oil, canola or olive oil. And all oils are hydrophobic, meaning that they don't like water. They're afraid of water. And what I'm adding to this is food coloring. And food coloring is colored dyes dissolved in water. So what you see is that the water makes these bubbles that will not dissolve in the oil because water is hydrophilic and oil is hydrophobic, so they will not mix together, even if I try to vigorously stir them. And that's because oil has all of its hydrogens tied up and don't have any hydrogens to interact with a polar or hydrophilic substance like water. Now I have half a cup of water in this jar, and I am slowly pouring my oil mixture in there. And because oil is less dense than water, it is floating on the top of the water. But what's happening is that the food dye is heavier than the oil because it is dissolved in water, which is more dense than oil. So the food coloring bubbles are starting to sink. And once they reach the interface where the oil and the water mix, the food coloring starts to diffuse through the water and is making these really beautiful colors that resemble fireworks. And if we keep looking at this, more and more of those food coloring molecules are going to be sinking through the oil because they're more dense, and more of them will start reaching the interface and start dissolving into the water. Thank you for joining Simon and I today as we did fireworks in a jar. I hope you had fun and that you learned something and that you got to see some really beautiful fireworks or firework-like images in your jar today. And until next time, keep discovering.